Hello, people. Welcome to Relationship Mysteries. In today's video, I'll be speaking on how to check the measure of light in people's root before marriage. Hear me again. How to check the measure of light in people's root before marriage. When I'm talking about light in people's root, I'm talking about the reigning knowledge. I'm talking about brightness in that family, in the root of that family. You already know when I'm talking about light, I'm talking about knowledge, I'm talking about brightness, and when I'm talking about root, I'm talking about someone's foundation, someone's origin, someone's background. So in a way, you can say how to check the measure of knowledge in people's background before marriage. In people's background before marriage, or how to check the quality of people's foundation. If you don't say how to check the measure of light in people's roots before marriage, you can equally say how to check the quality of people's foundation before marriage. The first thing I need you to understand is that when a family is great, because there is always what is called family destiny for every family. So when a family is great, sometimes if the devil does not want that family to manifest their destiny or their greatness, what he will do through wrong practices is that he will incite the fathers in that family to do evil, to do stupid, to do foolish things that will introduce that family into darkness. Hear me again. What the devil does is that sometimes he creates darkness in people's root by introducing, by inciting the fathers or the members of that family to start doing evil things, to start engaging in corruption. And when they engage in that corruption, you will now take advantage of those their evil practices to plunge the foundation or the root of that family in darkness, thereby suppressing the manifestation of positive values, the manifestation of positive virtues in that family. So you that wants to marry that lady or that wants to enter into a relationship with that man, what it needs to say is that you need to check the measure of light in their roots, in their foundation, before you go on with that marriage. Because I always say that families are not the same. Families have different destinies. The destiny of one family is different from the destiny of the other family. So if you understand that families have different destinies, families have their different crowns based on their foundation, based on their roots, based on the spirit they are loyal to. Permit me to use this word. So before you can go on, you need to check the measure of the light, the measure of quality of that individual's foundation or root before marriage. And the number one way that you can check the measure of light in people's root before marriage is that you have to check the level of the education in their lineage. You have to watch out for the level of education, because what people don't understand is that education guarantees progress. Education guarantees development. When you are properly educated, then you can achieve great things in life. A family that refuses to push their children towards education have decided to remain in darkness. I always tell people, if you want to get married to a man, you need to ask him for the level of education in their family. If a family is great, definitely that family will encourage the seeds of that family to go to school. So education is important for destiny. Education is important for progress. Education is important for development. Education is important for improvement. And that's why I tell people, when you are getting yourself educated, education is one of the reasons, education is one of the means by which we eliminate darkness from our roots. Education is one of the reasons, education is one of the ways by which we eliminate darkness from our roots. The reason why we eliminate darkness from our foundation. So you need to shape the level of a person's education, not only him, not only her, but also the entire family. If in a family there is nobody that have ever gone to school, in that family, nobody is properly educated, there is problem in that family. That's why you can see there are families where you go there, you see BSc holders, you see master degree holders, you see PhD holders. And then you go to another family, all of them are into business, all of them are into this, and there is nobody in that family that have gone to school. That is to show you that that family have chosen darkness. Any family that have chosen darkness, they will not be willing to send their children to school. But don't tell me that that family that they don't have money. I've seen people that because there is light in their foundation. I've seen a woman that sold her wrapper, that sold important things that belong to her, to send her child to school, for her child to become a medical doctor. So it's about valuing light. A family that does not value light will not send their children to school. But a family that values light will send their children to school. So as a man, a woman, before you enter into marriage, always check the level of education in that family or that lineage you are about to enter into. It's very important. In that way, you can know the measure of light, the quality in the foundation of that family that you are entering into. The second way that you can change the measure of light in people's foundation or root is that you need to observe the type of profession that the members of that family like doing or like practicing. What are the professions that the members of that family like doing? What are the type of professions? There are professions where you see them that people do. You will know that they don't have light. If a family has light in their roots, their children will engage their profession with a sophisticated mentality. For instance, a young man came to Lagos. He didn't have a job, and he wanted to start. He wanted to start doing something. And people were giving him, telling him, oh, cleaning job. Oh, cleaning job is fantastic. You can make money from this cleaning job. Do you know what the guy did? Because there is light in his foundation. Do you know what he did? Instead of him carrying this thing to go and be cleaning people's houses or what, do you know what he did? The guy fronted a cleaning company. How did he do it? The guy created a logo, registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, drafted a letter of proposal, his intent. He started meeting companies. And then he was able to meet like up to 10 out of 10, 6 accepted. to partner to work with him so that he will be sending cleaners. So what the guy did now was to mobilize other cleaners. The guy didn't go to do the cleaning work by himself. Rather, he studied about the word of cleaning. What you need to do if you want to clean people's offices, their homes, their cars, whatever. So the guy now created a company out of cleaning work. And then he employed other people and sat back in his office. And within a space of 6 months, that guy became a multi-millionaire. Why? Because the guy understands that once you have light, you approach profession with a sophisticated mentality, mindset. So you can know if there is light in a family from observing the type of profession that the family members are doing. You go to a family, the first born is a medical doctor, the second born is an engineer, the third born is a professor in pharmacy, the other one is a pilot, the other one is a lawyer. What does it show you? That person, there is light in the foundation of that family. But you go to a family, the firstborn is a palm chopper, the secondborn sells weed, the thirdborn is doing plumbing job. It's not as if plumbing job is bad, understand me. But what I'm trying to tell you now is that if there is light in a foundation, the family members will approach that profession with an enlightened mindset. John Maxwell, he said, it is not a job that gives itself meaning. It is people that give meaning to jobs. When a man is developed, when a man is packaged, when a man has improved himself, whatever job or profession he steps into, he will take that profession to another level. So sometimes if you want to measure the light in people's root, observe the type of profession that is prevalent in that bloodline. The men and women in that bloodline, what do they like doing? You need to observe that. After that, you can decide whether you want to enter that family or not. So that way, in a way, review whether there is light in the foundation of that family. Another way you can measure, another way you can check the measure of light in people's foundation is that you can check it by studying the behavioral patterns of the family members. There are things that happen when there is no light in a foundation. The members of that family, they will behave in a way that will show you there is no light. They will give attention to things that doesn't matter in life. You see that so if it's a man, some of them men that they'll be very violent. So if you get married to them, they'll be beating their wife. If it's a woman, that woman will be very wicked. The way you will be maltreating the husband, you will cry for the man. There are things people do when there is darkness in their foundation. So before you go into that marriage, I want you to sit back and study the behavioral, not only the behavior of the person that you want to marry or you want to get married to. Study the behavioral patterns of the members of that family. The behavior of the members of the family will reveal whether there is darkness or whether there is light in their foundation or in their roots. So if you have been able to ascertain that, that will help you to know whether you can go ahead with that marriage or not. So before you enter into a relationship that will lead to marriage with anybody, you need to study the behavioral patterns of the members of that family. Don't focus your beam light, don't beam your light only on the man or the woman you want to marry. Study the rest of their siblings as well, the rest of their family members. These people will help you to know the type of light. These people will help you to know the type of behavior that they are known for in that family will reveal whether they have light or darkness in their foundation. Another way you can know, you can check the measure of light in people's foundation is to check how they approach the discipline of their children. Great family are families with great disciplinary measures. I said again, great families are families that are known for discipline. They discipline their children. They don't play with the discipline of their children. So if you want to check the measure of light in people's family, you can know it. You can know it via the way they discipline their children. You see a family that anything goes. They don't even correct their children. Whatever their child or their children are doing, they don't even care. But there are families that are known for discipline. So a family that has light will always discipline their children. Why? Because they will not want their children to do anything that will bring shame or disgrace to their lineage. So they will want to make sure that they discipline their children so that their children can represent the world. Because whatever your child is doing outside, the child is representing you. Children represent their parents through their behavior, through their character. So if we want to know how great your family is, we'll know that through the behavior of your children. So don't tell me that you're a great man or you're a great woman and your child is behaving like an idiot, your child is behaving like a fool, then you are not great. If you are a great man, if you are a great woman, you are going to bring the same measure of discipline in your children. And any wise man or woman that wants to get married to you, or you want to marry, will always shake the level of discipline in your lineage. There are families, if you are looking at them and look at the character of the children in their lineage, in their bloodline, you will not see any atom of discipline in that family or that lineage. So if you want to check for the measure of light in a foundation, you have to evaluate the level of discipline that foundation brings into the life of the offspring that emerges from that foundation. Light and darkness can be the foundation. So the way that children from a family live their life reveals to us what is in the root of that family. Another way you can check for the measure of light in people's foundation is that you need to know what captures the interest of the family members. What captures the interest of the members of that family. Just like I said before, there are families that are given to foolish things. It is only foolish things that captures their interest. They will go and they will partake in evil sacrifices. They will partake in evil festivals. It is not things of lesser value that captures their interest in that family. They don't go for things that are great. So if you want to know, I'm telling you today, if you want to check the measure of light in a family, you need to look out for what captures the interest of the members of that family. What do they give their attention to? What are they living for? Is it a family that produces men and women of purpose? Is it a family that produces men and women of vision? Is it a family that produces men and women of integrity? What captures their interest? Are they on fire to achieve great legacies? So what captures? Are they a family? Are they interested in quarreling, engaging themselves in land dispute? This person is killing another person because of land dispute. They have gone to the point that land is now more valuable than a person's life, than a human life. There are people that value land more than people's life. So you need to know what captures. Whether that family is captured with petty things of life, or whether they have given themselves to great things. So if you want to know whether there is light or darkness in a person's foundation, check out for what captures their interest. of the members of that family or the members of that lineage. Another way you can shake the measure of light in people's root before marriage is that you need to check what type of legacy is in that family. What is that family known for? What do they produce? What does the rest of the village, the rest of the society, what can they say about that family? What is their family legacy? There are families that are known for truth. There are families that are known for integrity. There are families that are known for uprightness. There are families that are known for righteousness. There are families that are known for wickedness. There are families that are known for evil. So you need to know the type of legacy that that family has. You need to know what that family is known for, what that family represents. Don't close your eyes to these things. If you can use these tips I'm giving you right now, before you get married to any man or you get married to any woman, you can know them through their family legacy, the type of person you are getting married to. Study to know the family legacy that is prevalent where you are going to for marriage. Study to know. Don't close your eyes. Ask questions. That's why I say before you enter into marriage or relationship with anybody, it's always good that you ask for their life resume. Ask for their life CV. Ask for their family CV. Ask for their family resume. What kind of legacy is prevalent in that family? Whether you like it or not, all these things will influence you later on when you enter into that family, when you are married into that family. You need to understand what I'm telling you now. Another way that you can check the measure of light in people's root before marriage is that you need to check the reigning mentality, the reigning ideology, the reigning belief in that family. All families don't think the same. There are different mentalities for different families. That's why if you see a family, that is a way that the members from that lineage, from that family, they take. If you see another person, you will see that is a way that members from that family, they think. So if you want to know that if you want to check the measure of light in a family, you need to study, you need to observe, you need to monitor, you need to check the reigning mentality, the reigning ideology in that family, which is always governed, which is always shaped by the type of religion that they are involved in. Are there people that practice African traditional religion or worship? That family, do they practice the worship of idols? Do they worship God, water goddess? Do they practice witchcraft? Are they Christians? Are they Muslims? What is the predominant mentality, ideology that reigns in that family? You need to ask yourself this question. You can know the measure, you can check the measure of light in people's room by knowing the way they think. There's a family that all the members of there, they don't aspire to become anything. They are comfortable with their failure. They are comfortable with their Hawaii tapping mentality. But there are families that have great mentality. Every seed in that family, they want to accomplish something great. Both man and woman. Because that family cannot allow you to settle for anything less than the best. If you are coming from only a low that you are emerging from that lineage, is binding, is duty bound that you must succeed. Because that lineage does not, they cannot tolerate failure. There are families that don't tolerate failure. There are families that tolerate failure. It's a mentality, it's an ideology in people, in families. So if you want to check the measure of light in a lineage, you can know it from the reigning mentality. You can know it from the reigning ideology. You can know it from the way they think, from the way they behave, from the way they do things. These things are not hidden. Before you marry anybody, check the reigning mentality that is prevalent in that family. Check the ideology that governs that family. Don't play with it. Because that family is going to relate with you based on the ideology that they have. That man is going to relate with you based on his family ideology. That woman is going to relate with you in that marriage or relationship based on his family or based on her family ideology. Don't play with that ready mentality in a family. It's when we decide whether that marriage will survive or whether that marriage will fail. So if you know the ready mentality in the family, you can know whether there is light in that family or there is darkness in the root of that family before marriage. The final thing that can help you to check the measure of light in people's families is that you need to open your eyes and ask your intended partner questions. From the type of questions you will ask them, you can be able to deduce if there is light in their lineage or darkness. So before that man start carrying you up and down, ask him important relevant question about his family. John Massey said in his book, An Enemy Called Avery, he said in that book, he said, the type of question you ask determines the type of answer you will receive. That means to say, if you are in a relationship with a man and you are asking him stupid questions, he will be giving you only stupid answers. If you are in a relationship with a woman and you are only asking that woman stupid questions, that woman will be giving you stupid answers. But if you ask people quality questions, they will give you quality answers. So when you are in a relationship or you want to marry a woman or you want to get married to a man, ask him questions about his ancestry. Ask him questions about the mode of worship, the religion, the mode of worship in his family, in his lineage. Their perspective towards life, how they see things, how they view relationship, how they approach marriage of a wife, a husband. Very important. Ask him pertinent question. Don't be asking him question of how many rounds can he go. Not asking people stupid questions. How many rounds can you go? What size can you perform? Stupid question that doesn't have value. Ask the man questions about his family, questions about his family altar, about their profession, the level of education in their family. Ask him. Ask the woman as well. To check the measure of light in the root, so that your children doesn't suffer tomorrow. Because if you build your family, if both of you come together and build the foundation of your children on a darkened foundation, you will regret it in future because the children will not amount to anything. Darkness kills. Darkness is a destroyer. The reason why you see people struggling here and there today in life is because many people emerged. They came from a faulty foundation. They came from a foundation that is loaded, a foundation that is filled with darkness. When people come from an enlightened foundation, they don't struggle in life. Succeeding is very easy for them. For success is like a baptismal name for them. They will easily succeed. Why? Because their foundation have already given them a backup for success. So there are foundations that represent backup for people to succeed. And there are foundations that represent backup for people to fail. So you need to check whether there is light or darkness in the foundation that you want to be married into in life. Very important. Having watched this video, please, if you have not subscribed and you know that you have benefited, that you have gotten a very powerful value from this video, please, I want you to subscribe, I want you to share, I want you to like, and I want you to invite other people to come and become part of this family in this channel. And I want you to turn on the notification button so that you will see my videos whenever you upload a new one. And I want you to drop a comment in the comment section below. Drop a comment there, say relationship mysteries. From henceforth, I will check for the measure of light in people's roots. See you in the next video.